Hello everyone, so welcome back to another video. So this is going to be me going over the improvements and fixes for my build. So we're on build 3.4 now, even though in the bottom corner it's going to say 3.3. Only just recently updated this, so yeah. So let's go into this. We've now got the Resident Evil pickup style system, which still needs to be unpaused in this window. The idea is that things are supposed to rotate. And they do, it's just the game is paused at this point, so I need to apply time dilation to that. But we pick up all these items, some of which may be new from previous videos. I'm not quite sure which ones I have shown off and which ones I haven't. But I'm going to go through and show them off here individually. So what we have is a item menu, which now, when I scroll over different things, tells me what they are. So for instance, we've got the large flashlight. We've got the small flashlight, the memory card, the small battery and how many we've picked up of them, the large battery and how many we've picked up of them. And just like watching this one rotate, because seeing the front of it is really cool, I'm going to have to rotate that possibly in the editor so it faces forwards. Then we've got the walkie-talkie, the body camera, the inhaler, which I think I showed off in the last one, I'm not too sure. Or a stream, and then again large flashlight. So the way that this works now is that I was previously having problems where I would be able to get the input for the menu and be able to control all these little name tags underneath, but what was happening was it wasn't allowing me to sort of come out easily like this and go back in, and even if it did, it was giving me problems and wouldn't allow me to interact with stuff. But that's not the case now. Now I can go ahead and interact with stuff. I just need to put the first person model back on there as well at one point, but we can now interact with everything. The large flashlight here is a lot better. Some trying to reach me on Discord at the same time. But yeah, we've got the inhaler, which I think I went over, but just in case. What happens is when we sprint at the moment, in the top left you'll see a number countdown, and it's very, very minor at the moment, but I'm going to probably tweak this in future builds. The number countdown is how much stamina I have, and it can go from 10 to 0. The idea is once it reaches 10, again you can sprint, but in between then you can't really sprint again. If you completely drain it, you have to wait, you can't press the button again. You can sort of mash it to get your stamina back up, but it's pretty awkward. So what we can do with the inhaler is we can give our stamina back immediately. So if we want, we can just go run all the stamina down to about 3 and then use the inhaler, and sure enough, there we go, it's back to 10 really fast. So the idea is we can use that to give stamina back, and like with traditional inhalers, you can only take them so many times during the day before you end up sort of taking too much or overdosing. And I think the amount is 8, so we set the amount to 8 there. We've got the body camera, which I actually like, and has a new implementation on it that I'm kind of tweaking here. Let's go over it. So we've got this zoom in feature, which, as you can see, it's got like Pro Cam in the top. It's meant to look a little bit like a GoPro. But the idea is that with this, it zooms in and then zooms out, so it allows the player to keep tabs on stuff at range. But what I want to do with this is I want to kind of take the same route as Metal Gear Solid did with its scope item, where you press the button, it activates it, and then you can use another button or buttons to move in and out of the zoom. So I'll probably be redoing the mechanics of this one in the prototype stages just to work stuff out, and then I can go back to it and tweak it. But the other cool thing is about this one as well is why I want to tweak it is because I like this heads-up display for the camera, because it's just pretty cool and I've worked pretty hard on it. The idea is I want to try and give it a camera sort of look over the screen when you equip this, so it has like a post-processing filter and gives you a bit of graininess on screen. But as you can see, we've got a counter in the top, and the counter actually counts up in minutes and hours. So after each time it clocks over, it resets, and it's a 24-hour clock. I'm actually thinking of having that in other areas just as a little way of keeping track of stuff, or just showing off that little bit of code, because I didn't actually think it'd be as simple as it was, but the logic, putting that together and everything was pretty cool. But yeah, as you can see, we've been on screen for about 1:26 now, and when it turns off all the HUD and zooms out again, then we turn it back on and it starts up again. So that's a pretty neat feature. And then we've got the walkie-talkie, which isn't programmed yet. It's not got any sort of additional features to it yet. We've got the large battery, which doesn't actually do anything yet, but it will give the large flashlight its energy, a lot like the small flashlight. And then we've got the batteries, which do work. I don't know how much of this I've shown off, and the memory card doesn't work yet either. I don't know how much I've shown off of this yet, but we can reload the flashlight here using the batteries, so we can reload and then hit the flashlight and it works again, and then we can toggle that, drain it completely, and then we go to reload. It goes off screen, and we should be able to now toggle it again. Don't know why it's giving me 0 battery power there. I might have been draining it. It might be because of the way that the widgets communicate with each other. I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, it's supposed to give you battery power back. But yeah, that's it. As you can see, when stuff isn't on screen, or rather when stuff's used, it goes out of the menu and isn't displayed again. So I'm liking that, and the fix for this text underneath was a pain to figure out. Originally what was happening was I was trying to come up with a fix for it, and it was rendering text to the HUD every second that it ticked over, which was annoying. So I ended up creating a second set of widgets that another widget interaction component can hover over, and the idea is when it hovers over those other widgets, it fires the UI onto screen and doesn't do what it was doing previously, which was bugging out like crazy. So that's it, more or less sorted for the moment. Everything else still works the same. I've got to make sure that the menu doesn't overlay with the pause menu here. And I think after that we're more or less done. And then it'll just be a case of focusing on the AI and how everything goes together gameplay wise and works with the story scenario. So I'm really happy with how this progress is going at the moment. Anyway, thank you very much for sticking around again for another video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!